press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello students, today we discuss the biology CET paper, test paper, it is paper 1. Among its the question number 1, which among the following is a wrong statement? So 4 statements are given, among those 4 statements 3 are true and 1 is wrong. First statement, all living organisms present, past and future are linked to one another by sharing of the common genetic material but to varying degrees. The statement is correct because all organisms which are lived in past, from those organisms to the course of evolution had taken place in the genes, and after the evolution varieties of new species are arised, but those new species shows common characters with the past lived organisms, and they also shows some dissimilarities in genetic makeup or in genetic material. They show they are different from past lived organism in some characters, but some characters are preserved from the ancient group of organisms. So that is correct. No metabolic reaction can be demonstrated outside the body of an organism. So in body of organism we can conduct, there is the metabolic reaction, that is all chemical reaction occurs in an organism is called as metabolic reaction or in a cell. Then that metabolic reaction which occurs in a cell, it can be conducted inside the test tube free from the cell. So outside the test tube, outside the cell, inside the test tube we can conduct the metabolic reaction. So ali no anta ide, that is option is wrong. Next, in plants, growth by cell division occurs continuously throughout the lifespan, means throughout the lifespan the plants is involved in continuous growth because the plant contains meristematic tissue, whereas in animals the growth is determinate. All organisms sense and respond to environmental clues is also correct statement. So option wrong is 2. Next, question number 3. To get their energy, chemosynthetic autotrophic bacteria. Autotrophs means these are the organisms which prepare their own food materials. Chemosynthetic means the autotrophs for food, they dependent upon the chemical substances. So the chemosynthetic bacteria for food is dependent upon the inorganic substances. So where it undergoes oxidation process, due to the oxidation there is loss of electrons, and that energy rich electrons is involved in formation of ATP. During reduction it should utilize the electrons, okay, energy is utilized. During the oxidation the energy present in the electron is liberated, and that electron energy in the electron is utilized for production of ATP. So they oxidize various inorganic substances is correct option. So option is 4. Next, question number 4. Fungi are classified into 4 classes on the basis of first morphology of mycelium. It is correct. So the mycelium, based on the morphological structure of mycelium, whether it is septate, aseptate, that is sinusotic, branched, unbranched, unicellular. So based on that type of morphological structure of mycelium, the fungal are classified into different groups. It is correct. Then mode of spores, Aplanospores, zoospores, conidiospores, basidiospores, sporangiospores, based on the spores they are classified, it is also correct. And fruiting bodies, that is ascocarp, basidiocarp, these are the fruiting bodies of the fungus. Based on that the fungus is divided. So option is 1. Next, which among the following statement is false? Members of pteridophytes are homosporous or heterosporous. So pteridophytes, majority of pteridophytes are homosporous, but the plants like Selaginella and Salvia are heterosporous in nature. That is correct, means they produce 2 different types of spores, microspores and megaspores. The sporophytes of pteridophytes produce the sex organ. The dominant phase of pteridophytes is sporophytes, and that pteridophytes Sporophytes of pteridophytes, they produce sex organs. Sporophytes, they produce sporophylls, means the leaves which contains the spore, and the sporophyll contains what? Sporangia. Sporangia produce spores, and these are the spores which on germinating give rise to gametophytic plant body, and sporophyte will not produce any sex organ. Sporophyte produces sporophylls. Beside the sporophylls, there is sporangia which produce the spores. That is the false statement. Ferns exhibit circinate vernation is correct. For circinate vernation means the young leaves are called into a hook-like structure. They are called into a hook-like structure. So it is correct. It is called as circinate vernation. Circinate vernation means the young leaves are in hook-like structure due to coiling. Then sporophytic generation is dominant in pteridophytes. That is correct. So option incorrect is 2. Next, question number 6. Locomotion in protozoa is by protozoans are of different type based on the locomotor structure. That is flagellated protozoa, example trypanozoa. Then amoeba, example it undergoes locomotor structure, that is pseudopodia. Ciliated protozoa, that is paramecium, where the locomotor structure is cilia. So all the above are the locomotor structure of protozoa. Next, question number 8. Estivation of petals in the flower of cotton is correctly shown in. Cotton belongs to family Malvaceae, that is hibiscus family. We studied the hibiscus in the lab, so we know that the petals, that is petals showing valvate estivation, that is their margins are the margins showing in and out type of overlapping. So valvate estivation is 2. So answer is 2. Next, question number 9. Match the tissues listed under column 1 with the example listed under column 2 and select the correct choice. So in column 1, different types of plant cells are given and their locations are present in column 2. So meristematic cells are present at the stem tip of maize is correct. Sclerites means these are the stone cells are present in especially what? The drupe, that is coconut shell. So it's P. Then parenchyma which provides the buoyancy present in petiole of water lily because it is aquatic plant. Palisade parenchyma and spongy parenchyma. There are 2 types of parenchyma, that is chlorenchyma tissue in dicot leaf. Example for dicot is sunflower. So option is what? 3. Okay. Next, the question is 10. Compare statement A and B and select the correct answer. Statement A. Bulliform cells are present on the upper epidermis of grass leaves. Upper epidermis of monocot leaves. Example for monocot leaves is grass leaves is correct. Then the function of bulliform leaf is given in statement B. Bulliform cells are responsible for rolling of leaves. Leaves will roll like this. So expanded leaves, it will roll. Why it will roll? To prevent the transpiration, excess transpiration. So that is also correct. So both statement A and B are correct. Option 2. Next, question number 13. Racquet's particles are found in Racquet's particles are also called as F0, F1 particles or elementary particles. They are present in cristae of mitochondria, helps in terminal oxidation process. So that is the generation of ATP. Option 3. Next, question number 14. A coenzyme is the group of cofactor. Cofactor means these are the other than protein part of the enzyme, means holoenzyme. Apoenzyme means that is the protein part of enzyme we call as apoenzyme. Apoenzyme is attached to the non-protein part, that is called as cofactor. Among cofactor, protostic group, metal ions, then coenzyme. So coenzyme are nothing but organic non-proteinaceous group that is essential for enzyme activity. Option is 4. Next question number 15. An example for competitive inhibition of an enzyme is the inhibition of. So, what is this competitive inhibition? Some substances, they will compete with the enzyme, they compete with the substrate. Some substances will compete with the substrate to bind for the enzyme, and they will block the enzyme activity. So, the succinic dehydrogenase is an enzyme. It is competed by, means it is blocked by malonic acid. So, malonic acid will compete with a substrate called as succinate. So, actually succinate, the substrate succinate is broken down or it is actioned by succinic dehydrogenase enzyme. The malonic acid will bind to the active site present in the enzyme succinic dehydrogenase. Then the malonic acid becomes competitive inhibitor or competitive inhibition type of process, where it compete the substrate called as succinate, and it blocks the activity of enzyme succinic dehydrogenase. So, option is 1. Question number 16. In which of the following groups meiosis not found? So, here some group of algae and is given blue green algae, bryophyte and red algae. See, the red algae, bryophyte and green algae are the eukaryotes, but the blue green algae belongs to monerans. Monerans means prokaryotes. Prokaryotes does not exhibit what the alternation of generation. So, their meiosis does not occur. Option is 1. Next question number 17. A test tube filled with previously moistened Bengal gram seed and water was tightly and kept in a corner. The test tube broken suddenly after few hours. The phenomenon involved. So, due to storage of moistened Bengal gram seeds, the pressure was created on the tightly it was stored inside the test tube. So, the pressure was created, and that pressure is called as imbibition pressure, because the seeds are the hydrophilic substances. They will love the water, they absorb the water and they will expand. So, the expanding pressure we call as imbibition. That process we call as imbibition. Option 3. Question number 18. Delay in flowering in plants is generally due to deficiency of nitrogen, sulfur and molybdenum. So, option is 4. Next, which of the following is a macronutrient of plants? Magnesium, manganese, copper, iron are micronutrients. Magnesium is macronutrients. So, option is 1. Right. Next question number 22. Match the items listed under column 1 with those under column 2 and select the correct option. Column 1 contains the starting compound of Krebs cycle. Starting compound of Krebs cycle means the first stable compound of Krebs cycle. The another name for Krebs cycle is citric acid cycle. Why it is called a citric acid cycle? Because the stable first compound is citric acid. We will confuse it with pyruvic acid. Pyruvic acid is the end product of glycolysis. Pyruvic acid gives rise to acetyl CoA. Acetyl CoA combines with oxaloacetic acid to form the citric acid. But conversion of pyruvic acid into acetyl CoA is the intermediate compound present in between, the intermediate pathway present in between the glycolysis and the Krebs cycle. So, the citric acid is the starting compound of Krebs cycle. Then electron carrier is cytochrome. End product of both in mitochondria as well as in chloroplast is cytochrome. End product of fermentation, either it is of ethyl alcohol or lactic acid. Here it is given ethyl alcohol, right. Then end product of glycolysis, that is what? Glycolysis is pyruvic acid. So, option is 1, correct. Okay. Next question number 23. Highest concentration of auxin exists. So, highest concentration of auxin, where it will found in the plant body? All growing tips contains the auxin, the root tips, stem tip, then growing leaf or flower buds contains the auxins. So the option is 2 in growing tips of plants, right? Okay, next the question is 24. Induction of cell division and delay in senescence is done by. So induction of cell division, the name itself indicates, okay, delaying of senescence means aging of the plant or leaves or any particular organ of the plant body. So cytokinin means cell division. Cytokinesis is division of cytoplasma. Kinetin is also a type of cytokinin which had the same structural molecular structure, but the kinetin is not naturally occurring in plant. Naturally occurring cytokinin is not the kinetin. It is not found naturally in plant. It is found in herring sperm DNA, okay, and it is found in animals. So it is not a natural, but the option is 1, that is cytokinin. Next, question number 25. Read the statement A and B and identify the correct choice of the two statements. There are two statements is given, so we should choose the correct choice. A, bile is digestive secretion without digestive enzyme. The bile does not contain any digestive enzymes, but it support indirectly the digestion. That is, the bile salts called as sodium charcolate and tarcolate, which helps in emulsification of fat and enhance the fat digestion. That is correct. Bile is partially an excretory product, right, because it contains the pigments especially like bilirubin. Okay, so options both A and B are correct, that is 4. Next, question number 27. If man inhales normal concentration of oxygen but also same concentration of carbon dioxide, he suffer from suffocation because, see here, man inhaling both oxygen and carbon dioxide, but at the same concentration the man undergoes suffocation, means uncomfortable for breathing. Why? See, our RBC had more affinity towards carbon monoxide and then second with carbon dioxide and later or lastly with oxygen. So when we supply all equal concentration of carbon dioxide and oxygen, RBC means hemoglobin present in RBC, our hemoglobin will react and fastly it will bind with carbon dioxide instead of oxygen. So the carbon dioxide reacts faster with the hemoglobin and product cannot dissociate from there. So option is 2. Okay. Next, question number 31. Lack of antidiuretic hormone, what we call as ADH or vasopressin, result in ADH act on especially in DCT, and where it will absorb reabsorption of water in the urine. So absence of ADH, water absorption is not taken place in the urine. So urine is diluted. So excessive urination will be occur in those persons. So diluted urine will be found. So more amount of water is lost in the form of urine. So correct option is 2. Next, the question is 32. The time interval between two subsequent contraction of muscle fiber is dash period. So is the time interval between two subsequent contraction of muscle fiber, ಎರಡು muscle fiber contraction ಆಗೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಇರುವಂಥ ಟೈಮ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ನ ಎಂಥ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. Gestation period means it is the time taken for an baby to development and after that for development of embryo into baby is called as gestation. Then incubation, then refractory. Incubation means it is the nothing but time for any other substances to become into some other substances. So that is the conversion of milk to curd. So second is refractory. So option is refractory. Okay. Next, question number 33. The function of our visceral organ is controlled by. Visceral organ means our internal organs, important organs, is controlled by both sympathetic and parasympathetic neural system. That is, a sympathetic neural system, it is involved in flight and fight, means it is involved in increasing the action. So, it is involved in contraction and relaxation of muscles, increasing the heartbeat, like that. Then parasympathetic nervous system, it lowers the action, it is involved in the rest, giving the rest to the internal organs, so visceral organs. So, parasympathetic neural system, it low downs the heartbeat and muscle contraction, but both are controlled, both neural system will control the visceral organs. So, option is 2. Among kidney, that question number 37, kidney, liver, 34, kidney, liver, thymus and adrenal gland are, see, all these organs are involved in production of hormones. Kidney will produce erythropoietin, liver will produce the hormones, that is angiotensinogen. So, thymus, adrenal gland, we all know that. So, all these glands will produce the hormone. So, organs which are capable to produce hormone is the common option. So, option is 1. Next, the question, that is 36. Match the endocrine gland given under column 1 with their respective position in the body given under B. Second, choose the answer which gives the correct combination of alphabets of 2 columns. Pituitary gland, thyroid gland, adrenal gland, islets of Langerhans. Their position, pituitary gland are present at the base of the brain, correct? Then thyroid gland is present on larynx. Adrenal gland is present above kidney, islets of Langerhans present inside the pancreas. So, option is 3. Next, question number 37. In which of the following the 3 phases of lifespan of animals are correctly arranged? So, lifespan of animals is in a cyclic fashion, that is in juvenile phase, after reproductive phase, then after that senescent phase. Juvenile phase means the phase between the birth to reproductive maturity. It is also called as growth phase, where an organism is actively involved in growth. Then the reproductive phase, it is the phase emerges after the end of juvenile phase, where an organism starts the process of reproduction. Senescent phase, it starts immediately after the end of reproductive phase till for death of an organism. So, juvenile, reproductive and senescent phase. So, option is 2. Next, question number 38. Which pair of plants among the following provides a safe place in their inflorescence or flowers to lay eggs to insects? See, the largest flower, that is Amorphophallus, and also somewhat big sized flower like yucca plant, yucca flower, they add large locules, that is the cavity inside the ovary, which provide a safe place for laying the eggs for the insects, and in turn it also provide the floral rewards for the insects, means they will provide the nectary juice, and also they will provide some seeds for nourish the young ones or progenies of the insects. So, that is Amorphophallus and yucca flowers plant flowers. So, option is 2. Next, question number 39. In which of the following the stages of development of embryo is correctly represented? So, it is the development of plant embryo, angiosperm embryo is given. See, first formed embryo we call as proembryo, then next is globular embryo, heart shaped embryo and matured embryo, right. So, proembryo, that is option 1. After, see, the development of proembryo to mature embryo is similar in both dicots and monocots. Further, based on their shape, it is divided into dicot embryo and monocot embryo, that is based on dicotyledons, 2 cotyledons and a single cotyledon. So, option is 1. Next, question number 40. Which of the following cells are haploid? Spermatogonal cells, primary spermatocytes, secondary spermatocytes, then primordial germ cells. See inside this testis we can found the primordial germ cells. Primordial germ cells give rise to spermatogonial cells, that is the mother cells, and it is diploid in nature, and primary germ cells also diploid. Then this spermatogonial cells increases its size by accumulating large amount of cytoplasma, and it is also called as primary spermatocytes. Primary spermatocytes undergoes meiosis first to form secondary spermatocytes, and where secondary spermatocytes is haploid in nature. Okay, so here which one of the following cells are haploid? The haploid cell is what? Secondary spermatocytes. Next, question number 41. In the new oral non-steroidal contraceptive for females, and which is taken once in a week, that is Saheli. Diaphragm, cervical cap and walls are barriers for females. Okay. Next, question number 42. When a yellow mouse was crossed to another yellow mouse na another yellow mouse jati cross ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. The F1 generation produces yellow and brown black mice in the ratio 2:1. The yellow mice are never homozygous ಅಂತ ಕೊಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಏನೇ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಯೆಲ್ಲೋ ಮೈಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದು ಹೋಮೋಸೈಗಸ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಹೆಟ್ರೋಸೈಗಸ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಪಿಯರ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ದ ರೀಸನ್ ಈಸ್, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ರೀಸನ್ ಏನು? ಈಗ ನಾವು ಹಿಮೋಫಿಲಿಯಾನ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಹಿಮೋಫಿಲಿಯಾ ಕೂಡ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೆಕ್ಸ್ ಲಿಂಕ್ಡ್ ರಿಸೆಸಿವ್ ಡಿಸಾರ್ಡರ್. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಮೋಫಿಲಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಹಿಮೋಫಿಲಿಕ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ರೈಟ್? ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಹಿಮೋಫಿಲಿಕ್, ಬಟ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಸರ್ವೈವ್, ಅವರು ಬದುಕೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಹಿಮೋಫಿಲಿಕ್ ಹೊಂದಿರುವಂಥ ಹೆಣ್ಮಗು ಏನಾಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ಸತ್ತೋಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಇಯರ್ ಹಿಮೋಫಿಲಿಕ್ ಜೀನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಲೀತಲ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಮೋಸೈಗಸ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ಸ್ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಕ್ಯಾರಿಯರ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಕ್ಯಾರಿಯರ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಅವರು ಬದುಕಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಆದರೆ ಹಿಮೋಫಿಲಿಕ್ ಮೇಲ್ ಬದುಕ್ತಾರೆ, ಬಟ್ ಹಿಮೋಫಿಲಿಕ್ ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಬದುಕೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಹೋಮೋಸೈಗಸ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಅವು ಎರಡು ಹಿಮೋಫಿಲಿಕ್ ಜೀನ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಅದು ಲೀತಲ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಡೇಂಜರಸ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಹೋಮೋಸೈಗಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಸರ್ವೈವ್ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ಲೀತಲ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಜೀನ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಈಸ್ 1. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ಸೆಕ್ಸ್ ಡಿಟರ್ಮಿನ್ಡ್ ಈಸ್ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. ಸೆಕ್ಸ್ ಡಿಟರ್ಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಇನ್ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಯಾವಾಗ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು? ಸಿ, ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸೆಕ್ಸ್ ಡಿಟರ್ಮಿನೇಷನ್. ಸೊ ಈಗ ನಾವು XY ಇನ್ ಮೇಲ್ಸ್, XX ಇನ್ ಫೀಮೇಲ್ಸ್. ಫೀಮೇಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಹೋಮೋಸೈಗೋಸಿಟಿ, ಸೊ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಒನ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ sex chromosome X, but males are heterozygosity, they had both X and Y type of chromosomes. So 50% of sperm they carrying X chromosome, 50% they carrying Y chromosomes. So at the time of fertilization, which chromosome meets the egg? If Y chromosome meets, then offspring is male. If X carrying sperm meets with ovum, then the offspring is female. Based on the type of fertilization of sperm, whether it is Y chromosome containing sperm or X chromosome containing sperm meets the ovum, then only what happens, the baby sex is determined. So it is determined at the time of fertilization. So next question number 44. Which of the following correctly represent the process of DNA replication? So DNA replication, here what happens, the polymerization process. Polymerization means addition of new nucleotides. See, this is the template strand, 5' to 3', 3' to 5'. addition of new nucleotides, whether it may be DNA or RNA, always occurs from 5 prime to 3 prime. Addition of new nucleotides is nothing but the process of polymerization. So polymerization, addition of new nucleotides occurs from 5 prime to 3 prime end on template stand showing 3 prime to 5 prime. So ಈ ಟೆಂಪ್ಲೇಟ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ಅಪೋಸಿಟ್ ಟೆಂಪ್ಲೇಟ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಓಕಾಜಾಕಿ ಓರೈ ಸೈಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಈ ಓರೈ ಸೈಟಿಂದ ಬರ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು 3 ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಟು 5 ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಇರೋಂಥದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಫ್ರಾಗ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ದೀಸ್ ಫ್ರಾಗ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಅಕರ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ 5 ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಟು 3 ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಪಾಲಿಮರೈಸೇಷನ್. ಬಟ್ ಟೆಂಪ್ಲೇಟ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಓರೈ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಬಂದಾಗ ಅದು 3 ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಇರೋಂಥ ಟೆಂಪ್ಲೇಟ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಲ್ಲಿ ಓಕಾಜಾಕಿ ಫ್ರಾಗ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಯಾವುದಿದೆ ಈಗ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದಾಗ 4 ಇದೆ, ರೈಟ್? ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಇದು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಪಾಲಿಮರೈಸೇಷನ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಅಕರ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ 5 ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಟು 3 ಪ್ರೈಮ್. 5 ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಟು 3 ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಟೆಂಪ್ಲೇಟ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ 3 ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಟು 5 ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಇದು 3 ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಟು 5 ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಇದೆ, ಈ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಬಟ್ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಟೆಂಪ್ಲೇಟ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಗೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ಈ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ 5 ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಟು 3 ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಓರೇ ಸೈಟ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಫ್ರಾಗ್ಮೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಹೈಡ್ರಾಕ್ಸಿಲ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಸಿಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಫ್ರಾಗ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನ್ಯೂ ಅಡಿಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ನ್ಯೂ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟರಿ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯೋಟೈಡ್ಸ್, ಅವಾಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದರೆ ಅದು ಓಕಾಜಾಕಿ ಫ್ರಾಗ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಯಾವ್ದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ? 4 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನಂಬರ್ 46. ಜೆನೆಟಿಕ್ ಡ್ರಿಫ್ಟ್ ಆಪರೇಟ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. ಜೆನೆಟಿಕ್ ಡ್ರಿಫ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಅಂದರೆ ಸಡನ್ ರ್ಯಾಂಡಮ್ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಇನ್ ಜೀನ್ ಫ್ರೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸಿ. ರ್ಯಾಂಡಮ್ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಇನ್ ಜೀನ್ ಫ್ರೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸಿ ಯಾವುದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್, ಲಾರ್ಜ್ ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲದರಲ್ಲೂ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸಡನ್ ರ್ಯಾಂಡಮ್ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಇನ್ ಜೀನ್ ಫ್ರೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸಿ ಅಕರ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಎ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ and where the new offsprings are different from the original species. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಏನಾಯಿತು? 1 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನಂಬರ್ 48. HIV ಮೈನ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. HIV ಮೈನಾಗಿ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರುವಂಥ ಯಾವ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಅಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? ಇಟ್ ಅಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಎಲ್ಪರ್ ಟಿ ಲಿಂಫೋಸೈಟ್ಸ್. Why it affect especially for helper T lymphocytes means where that helper T lymphocytes stimulates the B cells for production of particular antibodies against any pathogens. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅದು helper T lymphocytes ನ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಆವಾಗ ಅದು ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಬಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ನ ಸ್ಟಿಮ್ಯುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಹೆಲ್ಪರ್ ಟಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಲಿಂಫೋಸೈಟ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಸತ್ತೋದಾಗ ಬಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟಿಮ್ಯುಲೇಟ್ ಆಗೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಆಂಟಿಬಾಡೀಸ್ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಗೇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ ದ HIV. So it affects the helper T lymphocytes. Why? The helper T lymphocytes stimulates the production of antibodies, stimulates B cells for production of antibodies. So it affects the helper T cells. Next question number 49. The application of induced mutation of crop improvement is ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. So crop improvement ಅಲ್ಲಿ induced mutation ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಮ್ಯುಟೇಷನ್ ಬ್ರೀಡಿಂಗಲ್ಲಿ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅಪೋಮಿಕ್ಸಿ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೀಡ್ ವಿತೌಟ್ ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಜೇಷನ್. ಅಡ್ವೆಂಟ್ ಟು ಎಂಬ್ರಿಯೋನಿ, ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೆನಿ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಂಬ್ರಿಯೋಸ್ ಇನ್ ಎನ್ ಎಂಬ್ರಿಯೋ ಸ್ಯಾಕ್ ಅಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಎಗ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಇಂಟಿಗ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಅಡ್ವೆಂಟ್ ಟು ಎಂಬ್ರಿಯೋನಿ, ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಅಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಎಗ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಇಂದ ಎಂಬ್ರಿಯೋಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆಗೋದು. ಕ್ಲೋನಿಂಗ್ ಎ ಸೆಕ್ಷುವಲ್ ರಿಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಟಿಶ್ಯೂ ಕಲ್ಚರಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಯಾವುದು? 1 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ದೆನ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನಂಬರ್ 50. ಪ್ರಬಾನಿ ಕ್ರಾಂತಿ ಇಸ್ ಎ ವೆರೈಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಡ್ಯಾಶ್ ವಿಚ್ ಈಸ್ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಟು ಡ್ಯಾಶ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. ಪ್ರಬಾನಿ ಕ್ರಾಂತಿ ಇಸ್ ಎ ವೆರೈಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಎಬೆಲ್ಮಾಸ್ಕಸ್ ಎಸ್ಕುಲಿಯಂಟಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಲೇಡೀಸ್ ಫಿಂಗರ್. ಸೊ ಅದರದ್ದು ಒಂದು ವೆರೈಟಿ ಎಬೆಲ್ಮಾಸ್ಕಸ್ ಎಸ್ಕುಲಿಯಂಟಸ್. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಟು ಯೆಲ್ಲೋ ಮೊಸಾಯಿಕ್ ವೈರಸ್. ಸೊ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಈಸ್ 4. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನಂಬರ್ 51. ಸೊಮ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ ಹೈಬ್ರಿಡೈಜೇಷನ್ ಕೆನ್ ಬಿ ಡನ್ ಬೈ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. ಸೊಮ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ ಹೈಬ್ರಿಡೈಜೇಷನ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಫ್ 2 ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ somatic cells. Somatic cells means body cells, the cells which are involved in the giving the vegetative parts of the plant body. So that is by protoplasma fusion. Pomatone ಮಾಡಿದಾರಲ್ಲ ಆ ರೀತಿ. Haploid anther culture means that is formation of haploid plants. Pollen culture ಏನಿದೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ haploid culture ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Cell culture ಅಂದರೆ ಮಾಮೂಲಿ ಟಿಶ್ಯೂ ಕಲ್ಚರ್. ಸೊ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಈಸ್ 1. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನಂಬರ್ 53. Which one of the following palindromic base sequence in DNA can be easily cut at about the middle by some particular restriction enzyme ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. palindromic sequence ಅಂತ ಅಂದರೆ which can be read from both 5' to 3' and 5' to 3' both side ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಈ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ 5' to 3', ಕೆಳಗಡೆಯಿಂದ 5' to 3'. it gives same meaning in both the direction. These are the sequence which gives same meaning when read from both opposite direction. ಸೊ ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ? ಆಪ್ಷನ್ 3 ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಗ್ಯಾಟ್ GAATTC. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನು ನೋಡಿ, ಮತ್ತೆ GAATTC ಆ ಥರ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಈಸ್ 3. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನಂಬರ್ 54. ಎ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕ್ ಇನ್ ವಿಚ್ ದ DNA ಸೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ 2 ಆಲಿಗೋನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯೋಟೈಡ್ ಪ್ರೈಮರ್ಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. ಆಲಿಗೋನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯೋಟೈಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ದ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯೋಟೈಡ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯೋಟೈಡ್ ಸೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯೋಟೈಡ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯೋಟೈಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಇದು ತುಂಬ ಉದ್ದ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ತುಂಬ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಚೈನ್ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಚೈನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಒಂದು 10, 12 ಇಲ್ಲ 15 ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯೋಟೈಡ್ಸ್ ಇರೋಷ್ಟು ಉದ್ದ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಆಲಿಗೋನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯೋಟೈಡ್ ಪ್ರೈಮರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಅದು ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ DNA ಆರ್ RNA ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಎರಡು ಆಲಿಗೋನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯೋಟೈಡ್ಸ್ನಾಗೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು DNA ಸೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಡಬಲಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದನ್ನ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ? ಪಾಲಿಮರೈಸ್ ಚೈನ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಲಾಟಿಂಗ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಬ್ಲಾಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಜೆಲ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಪೋರಿಸಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂಥ DNA RNA ತಪ್ಪಿರೋ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ಸ್ನ ಸಪ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂಥ RNA DNA ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ಸ್ನ ಅದನ್ನ ನೈಟ್ರೋಸೆಲ್ಯುಲೋಸ್ ಶೀಟ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ? ಬ್ಲಾಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳ್ತಿರೋವಂಥದ್ದು ಡಬಲಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಪಾಲಿಮರೈಸೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಪಾಲಿಮರೈಸ್ ಚೈನ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ PCR ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ? ಒಂದು DNA ತಗೊಂಡು ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದರೆ RNA ತಗೊಂಡು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ರಿ ಪ್ರೈಮರ್ಸ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. So southern blotting is done for transfer of DNA from gel to nitrocellular sheath. Northern blotting is done for transforming RNA from gel to nitrocellular sheath. Western blotting is done for transferring of protein from gel to nitrocellulose sheet. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಯಾವ್ದಾಗುತ್ತೆ? 3 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನಂಬರ್ 54. Flavor sour variety of tomato remains fresh for long because it ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಜೆನೆಟಿಕ್ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಇಂದ ಫ್ಲೇವರ್ ಸವರ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೊಮೆಟೊ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಟೊಮೆಟೊಗೆ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಲೈಫ್ ತುಂಬ ಕಡಿಮೆ, ಅದು ಕ್ವಿಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ರೈಪ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ, ಕೊಳ್ತೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ರೈತರು ಅದನ್ನ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಬಂದಾಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತಕ್ಕ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಬಂದಾಗ ಮಾರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ರೈಪನಿಂಗ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಿಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಟೊಮೆಟೊನ ಫಾರ್ ಲಾಂಗರ್ ಡ್ಯೂರೇಷನ್ ತನಕ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಈ ವೆರೈಟಿ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ ಅಂದರೆ ಪ್ರಿಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ರೈಪನಿಂಗ್ ರೇಟನ್ನ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ರೈಪನಿಂಗ್ ರೇಟ್ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದರೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾಲಿಗ್ಯಾಲಕ್ಟೋಯುರಿನೇಸ್ ಎನ್ಸೈಮ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ಫ್ಲೇವರ್ ಸಾವರಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಲಿಟಲ್ ಅಮೌಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಹಣ್ಣಾಗಲೇಬೇಕು, ಹಣ್ಣಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಬಟ್ ನಿಧಾನಗತಿಲಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಟೈಮ್ ತೊಗೊಳುತ್ತೆ, ಅವಾಗ ಅದನ್ನ ಪ್ರಿಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಎಸ್ ಲಿಟಲ್ ಪಾಲಿಗ್ಯಾಲಕ್ಟೋಯುರಿನೇಸ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ 1 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನಂಬರ್ 56. ಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ BT ಕಾಟನ್ ಆರ್ BT ಕಾಟನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದು ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ? ಲಾಂಗ್ ಫೈಬರ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ತುಂಬ ಉದ್ದ ಫೈಬರ್, ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಟು ಎಪಿಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ರಾಂಗ್. ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಹೈ ಈಲ್ಡ್ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಫೈಬರ್ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಟು ಬೀಟಲ್ ಪೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ರಾಂಗ್. ಹೈ ಈಲ್ಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಟಾಕ್ಸಿಕ್ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ಕ್ರಿಸ್ಟಲ್, ಅದು ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದು ಟಾಕ್ಸಿಕ್ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ಕ್ರಿಸ್ಟಲ್ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ಕ್ರಿಸ್ಟಲ್ನ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಹೇಳ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ನೋಡಿ, ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ನಮಗೆ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ನೋಡಿ ಬೆಟರ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ನ ತಗೋಬೇಕು. ಹೈ ಹೀಲ್ಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಟು ಬೋಲೋ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ 4 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನಂಬರ್ 57. ಮೈಕೋರೈಸಾ ಇಸ್ ಅನ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. ಮೈಕೋರೈಸಾ ಸಿಂಬಯೋಟಿಕ್ ರಿಲೇಷನ್ಶಿಪ್ ಮ್ಯೂಚುವಲಿಸಮ್ಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ನ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಟೆಡ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ರೂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಹೈಯರ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ವೇರ್ it will fix atmospheric nitrogen, it absorbs the nutrients and supply to the plants, and it forms a net around the roots. Okay, so in turn it get food and shelter from the plant. So that is symbiotic association or mutual association anta kareeತೀವಿ. Last question number 59. An inverted pyramid of biomass can be found in which ecosystem? ಬಯೋಮಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪಿರಮಿಡ್ ಇನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಇನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಯಾವ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ? ಇನ್ವರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಪಿರಮಿಡ್ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಯೋಮಾಸ್ನ ತಗೊಂಡಾಗ ನಮಗೆ ಫೈಟೋಪ್ಲಾಂಟಾನ್ಸ್ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಏನು ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಫೈಟೋಪ್ಲಾಂಟಾನ್ಸು ಬಯೋಮಾಸ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಯಾವುದರಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆರೈನಲ್ಲಿ ವಿನ್ ಕಂಪೇರ್ಡ್ ಟು ಝೂ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟಾನ್ಸ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮರ್ ಝೂ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟಾನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಝೂ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟಾನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಫೈಟೋ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟಾನ್ಸ್ದು ಬಯೋಮಾಸ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಮೆರೈನ್ ವಾಟ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಇದು ಇನ್ವರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಪಿರಮಿಡ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, so far we discussed about CET paper, model paper 1. Thank you.